This session, we are going to, Mr. Friedman, talk about content here and how it's made. And that's probably, we're going to do, I think they call it Pipes and Poetry, and we're doing the poetry part of the Pipes and Poetry, which is why we've got a smaller audience this afternoon than we had this morning. I'm going to do a quick canter through the kind of questions that we're going to ask. It's going to be relatively light-hearted, but I think the questions are still important. And then Greg Butler of Moving Picture House will be doing. We'll be talking about his experiences. He's just come back yesterday from Scotland, where they've been filming Harry Potter, and Moving Picture House very involved in that. Then we're going to go to Andy Serkis here, who's just come off the most brilliant performance of Iain, who I did know a little bit, and I have to say I couldn't have told the difference. It was just outstanding. And then we're going to go to Iain Smith, who, of course, is a very experienced producer of major and big-budget pictures, as well as some smaller ones. So he ranges from The Mission, where they actually sent the crucifix over the waterfall and filmed it as it went, to Children of God, which has a lot of CGI and green screen and other things, and he's going to talk about that. And then we're going to go to Rupert Preston, who is a major executive at Vertigo Films, which are one of the most adventurous, Warpex as well, and some of the other companies, one of the most adventurous production and distribution companies, and he's going to be talking about two pictures they've made, a 3D picture and the effect of 3D on the creative process, and also a very small picture called Monster, which is actually mainly made in one computer by one person, plus some driving around in Mexico, I think, from what I understand. So those are the things that we're going to cover. We're going to be very different from any of the other panels. We're going to actually show you things. You will see some of the films about which we're talking. So it could be very exciting. But Rupert, Andy, and me are not going to show you films. So I'm just going to quickly start, just for those of you who are not very good on technology. What's up? Okay. Sorry, this always happens. That's why I got something ready. Things are happening. So we are going to talk. There's just a couple of comments while I'm waiting. When you see a picture come up there, just let me know. I just wanted to let the distributor of the new Twilight movie know that they really don't need to be worried about England being in the World Cup final. I don't think it's going to happen. Arsenal winning a premiership, of course, is another matter. We are... No. Oh, there we go. Fantastic. We've actually got the same thing on here as we got on the... There's just a little diagram for those of you who are not yet, or in the 50% of the UK nation, which is over 39. It's a very good slide. It really explains everything. Obviously, affects technology on the creative process. It's a slippery... Oh, it's not happening. Oh, there we go. It's a slippery... slipway, so we're going to negotiate some of those slippery slopes. There are a lot of wrong turnings that we can make, and we're going to have a look at some of those and see what they are. There's an awful lot of people saying, don't do this, don't do that. I've been talking to people about 3D stuff at the NFTS. So many don'ts. We're going to try and talk about the do's here. And we're not always going to know where we're going. It's come on. And, there's a hell of a lot to take on board in the technology world. And of course, technology is always changing. It's like global warming, and global warming changes us. I always show this particular picture on how it's affected the undergarment industry, global warming. And, of course, future-proof technology is a thing of the past. And there have been big articles in the Economist about the fact there's just too much data in the world, and that's the big problem that we all face. I never really knew that, but... you have to ask, whether technology traditionally has been applied as a labour-saving device, throughout history. And then you have to just ask, is technology there? And I think it has been historically, just to find more convenient, quicker and more cost-effective ways of doing the same thing time and again. And that's good, it's coming automatically. So we are... and then you have to look at the uses. Not only is technology about doing things, but it's also got to be used legitimately. I found the latest golf technology here. And then there's I don't know, because I'm not controlling this, by the way. It's been controlling there. So we're waiting to see if we get on to the next... how are we doing here? Yeah, that's... There's a fantastic photographer, by the way, who manipulates digital photographs, and if you get a chance to see his work, he's well worth checking out. It's always humorous, but it's really fascinating. It's, in a way, a whole new area of culture now, but I was just using that to explain. And, of course, there's the old question is, does a computer, have a brain, or do you still have to use your own? And I'm just waiting. Yeah. So, what's the impact of technology on the cinematographer? We're going to be looking at that. What's the, do we need to combine old and new technology to support it? And can technology really decide which camera angle? It can get them all there, but it makes a difference. And are we too old anyway to take it all on board? So there's the impact of technology on the director. Most directors are like that, but there are some that not, but I think Iain will probably support that. There's the impact of technology on the writer, talking to Mr. Friedman there. There's the impact of technology on the actor. That's a bit quick, but don't worry, we'll keep going. But the main thing is can it's this Korean proverb, you can't tell the difference between crap and bean paste. And, can computers and technology do that? And can computers, communicate feelings? I don't know if you can read that back there, but didn't you get my email? And can we afford to make mistakes? And does technology help or hinder collaboration? I'm a great... Cinema is a collaboration where everyone tries to erase everyone else's work. And never was a true statement. I'm very anti the word collaboration. What we used to do with collaborators in my parents' day was shoot them. So we're involved in... I like the word engagement. And then, is technology going to reduce passion? I happen to sit above the away supporters at the Emirates Stadium, so there's no lack of passion in my corner of the stadium. But that, often comes from the away supporters. And so, in short, are we going to really use technology to engage with our audience, which goes back to what Mr. Friedman was saying, about the films we make and how we make them. The impact, obviously, of all of this is global, and that's what we're going to go into. So at this point, I'm going to hand over to Greg Butler, who's going to show us some actual work that they've been doing at Moving Picture House and how it's affected things. Thank you.